All right, guys, pay attention now. So this is the link which you have, which is in your Google Classroom. And basically what's happening is, let's go over this from the beginning. So today we're going to study the role of the project manager, sorry, of the product manager in constructing the capstone project. This is something quite similar to what you might find yourself doing at work. And as a new hire, as a junior team member, you're going to see. I know when I started at IBM, I had no idea how things worked. I wish if somebody would have told me the things that I'm telling you. But anyway, you're getting this now, so you're going to be further ahead than I was. So far in our work in Capstone Project, we have seen how to do project planning and ideation. That was hand in one. You then took the inputs from the project planning document and made your marketing plan, in which you thought, how are you going to find out what kind of users want your product? Why do they want it? You constructed the unique value proposition. You found out if anybody else in the world is doing this idea. That might have caused you to cycle back to your project plan because you might have realized there's some heavy hitters out there and you can't compete with them. Or you might have rejigged your idea so you find a niche specialty that nobody else is doing. Anyway, your output from your project plan went into your marketing plan. And in the marketing plan, first of all, you got ideas that your competitors are using. At school, we tell you do not steal other students' work. However, at work, we do that, right? Companies go and research what the competition is doing, and then they try to find out if there's a way to do it better or if they can meet some niche specialty. And you get ideas on how they're pricing their product and how they're maybe using advertising or what kind of advertising they're using. Anyway, that was all the stuff in marketing plan. Right, so that was your initially you did the project plan. And primarily that was to build the unique value proposition. And then work product number 3 was your technology plan. And you did the best you could, right? I mean, to do a completely good technology plan might take several weeks with a team of a dozen people, but you at least basically thought about how you would deliver this product. iOS, Android, web application, and so on. And you made some diagrams and you made some sketches of what your screens might look like, and you contemplated how the user would best interact. So now that from your marketing plan, you have a sense of who the users are, you can start to design for how those kinds of users want your product. And we covered some case studies. We talked about things like in the early days, and you guys don't remember because you probably weren't even born back then, but in the early 90s, there was a search engine called Yahoo, and Yahoo was it, right? Nobody knew anything about anything else except Yahoo. And then Google came along and they stole, basically, they took over being the world's number one search engine because Yahoo made some mistakes, right? They were too complicated. When you looked at their homepage, you'd get a headache. You'd see hundreds of categories: news, health, fitness, government, this, that, everything else. And it overwhelmed people psychologically. So Google studied that weakness and they figured out that's what made Google what it is today, which is one search box and a button called search. Make it simple, don't overwhelm your users. Right? That's what the Google lesson was. So you're going to have to figure out what's the appropriate lesson for your own situation. Learn from Google, or learn from the Yahoo versus Google case study. Give the users what they want to be successful. And then Now here we are at the end. So final thing we're doing, the final hand in is the final project delivery plan. And now you're playing the role of the product manager. You're the one who's in charge of everything. Of the whole end-to-end ideation to delivery cycle. So in the real world, what this would look like at work is it starts with your project planning document. It starts with business analysts talking to users, identifying user needs, or sometimes we even call it demand generation. So people don't even know they want something because they've never had it, so you have to get them to want it. And then it ends with delivery, with deployment out there to the App Store. And getting users successfully engaged. Not necessarily making money, although it might be about making money. It might be that your app is not intended to make money. It might serve some other purpose, but whatever purpose it serves, it should do a good job at that. So you're finalizing your final project presentation document. You've been working in LaTeX. You've been layering up each subsequent piece of work. So for your final project presentation, LaTeX document, you're going to present the product delivery plan, and in today's class, you're going to take some training on what being a project manager means. So here are where we're going to be studying introduction of the role of the product manager. So your objective is to learn about the role of the product manager, develop knowledge and strategies to align. Now, this is your own personal, right? So I'm not talking about the product now. I'm talking about you're going to think what you want to do at work, not only your level one, right, your introductory new job as a new graduate, but hopefully you're going to think strategically, and hopefully you're going to take all of the thinking we've developed in this course to make your own career plan in terms of what you want. What kind of senior management role do you want to get into? So by the end of this session, you're going to understand the core responsibilities and skill sets of a product manager, because at the top of every organization is a product manager. If it's a government office, then their product is delivering public services. If it's a school, their product is delivering instruction to the students. Right? If it's a healthcare facility, their product is delivering healthcare to the people, to the patients. So every organization in a capitalist society, which is where we're living, needs to get the job done, and the product manager, or whatever other name you want to call that by, is ultimately the lady or the guy who's in charge of making that happen. And I want that to be you, right? Not your first job. It's going to take about 10 to 15 years. Maybe by the time you're 35, 40, got 20 years of experience, you learned your industry, and now you should be up there at the top because that's fun. It's nice to be in charge, right? It's nice to get the top income and the top status. And my goal is to train you, first of all, to want that, because a lot of people don't want to be very successful. Nobody's ever told them they should do that. I'm telling you that you should be successful. You're going to explore more, because we've already been talking about it, but you're going to explore the interaction between the various team members, development teams, stakeholders, customers. You're going to learn the professional development steps required to transition into senior management. And this is not something you have to do for this course, but it's something you should do for your own self, which is to start to write down and think seriously about what your career pathing is going to be. So in today's session, we're going to introduce the role of the product manager. We're going to understand what a product manager is in the tech industry. We're going to differentiate between project management and product management. Basically, project manager is the one who's in charge of keeping the schedule and the budget, making sure the job gets delivered on time, on cost, not running over, not running out of money, not running out of time. The product manager delivers the vision of the product as it's defined in your initial product planning document. That you did in step 1. The project manager maintains the project paperwork, basically ensures, responsible for delivery on time, within the budget, and without any problems. Their job is to predict and forestall and prevent any unexpected problems from coming along the way. For example, suppose you're on a 3-year project, you're delivering an IT solution, and 2.5 years into it, you're kind of getting near the end. Then maybe there's a massive change in the industry, maybe by regulatory factors, right? Maybe a new disruptive technology emerges. Well, as the project manager, you deal with that. So now you're going to brainstorm what you perceive as being the most critical responsibilities of a project manager, of a product manager. And compare it with standards of what's going on based on some industry studies. So that's part 1 of what you're going to be doing right now. Part 2, understanding the product manager skill set. So communication and negotiation, being strategic, learning how to analyze the market, having technical proficiency with whatever is the technology of your product. Because you cannot effectively lead the development if you don't understand Java or mobile app development or database or whatever else it is that your product is doing. And you're going to understand, or at least start to understand, that there is such a thing as leadership. Right? Again, when I started after university, no clue, nobody had told us these things. I remember sitting there my first months on the job. I had no clue of what was going on because nobody told us these things. Now you're going to go into work at least understanding a little bit what the other senior members of the team are doing. So here is your Activity 1 instructions. And you're going to do this by yourself. In a couple of minutes, I'm going to just sort of step back and leave you to go to work. If you have any questions, ask me. But you're going to be doing this basically on a self-study basis. Why? Because you got to think about it. If I'm here talking, when I'm talking, you can't think. So therefore, I'm going to give you the framework and you're going to take it and deliver it. And your delivery is going to be to add this stuff into your LaTeX document. So your delivery of these questions, your delivery of this research will be to layer it into your LaTeX document. So we're going to learn how to leverage ChatGPT and other AIs as a role-playing partner. So you're going to go to ChatGPT and do something like this. And how exactly you do it is up to you. That's part of the learning. So I'm going to use voice to text here because I don't really like typing a lot. I prefer talking. So anybody who has Microsoft Word can do what I'm going to do here. I am doing a project which requires me to interact with a project manager and a product manager to deliver a mobile app technology product. Please play the role. Actually, let me back up for a minute. Most people don't know how to use AI effectively to start with. People use AI like ChatGPT as if it were a search engine, and you can do that. But a much more powerful use is if you use it to create synthetic artificial personalities to help you. Watch this. Please create 2 synthetic personalities in this chat session. A project manager named Steve and a product manager named Susan. You could even copy paste from your project planning document the exact details of your project. I'm just going to make something up now for a demonstration. Our product is a healthcare app to assist senior citizens by giving them encouragement on a daily basis to take activities such as exercise and good nutrition to maintain their health. Our app uses a ChatGPT API in the background to provide empathetic encouragement and a personal friend experience for our senior citizens, some of whom may not have family and may be a little bit lonely. Right, so that's just my explanation of a product I want to work with them on. Now pay attention. Steve, in the role of project manager, is going to speak to me in my job as the lead developer to give me instruction and listen to my concerns and give me advice about how my role as lead developer interacts with the project plan. In the role of product manager, is going to speak to me to keep me on focus with the overall goals and requirements of delivering the product. This may include marketing, technology concerns such as back-end data stores and screen designs, and all other factors it takes to get to the end goal of successfully deploying our product to the App Store. Please now create these 2 personalities, have them introduce themselves, and have them ask me questions which I must answer in my role as lead developer, and they will give me feedback to assist me to develop my professional knowledge and understanding in this job that I'm going to go into when I graduate. Guys, do you understand how incredibly powerful this is? If I had this stuff when I was your age, I would have 5 PhDs by now. The ability to create synthetic personalities which can interact with you, which can answer your questions, and then You answer their questions and they give you feedback. That's the purpose of this activity. So let's go and do this. So I'm going to drop my prompt. Is that spelled wrong? I don't really know what's going on when I graduate. Yeah. So I'm going to drop my prompt into my ChatGPT. And I'm also going to attach for reference one of the documents I gave you earlier, I think, when we were doing the marketing plan. I gave this to you at some point. It is called the checklist, right? It's in your classroom somewhere. I'm going to give you the checklist or I'm going to give my AI that checklist for marketing an app. So where did I put that here? Let me find it. It's in your Moodle. If you need me to send it to you again, just let me know, but I'm pretty sure I sent that to you. Yeah, I could give it that one. In fact, I'm going to give, I'm pretty sure I did before, but I will give you a Dropbox link to this entire thing. You can keep this stuff, right? This is very powerful stuff. Cannot emphasize it enough. I've been teaching this for over 10 years. This represents 10 years of me thinking and understanding and sort of seeing how to put this stuff together. There's something dorked up with my Microsoft Word. It doesn't open things from here, but hopefully I can go and open it manually. Or I could just use Open Office Writer for right now. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Yeah. That's not exactly what I wanted, though. What I wanted was my marketing checklist. Hang on. Here we go. Okay, I'm just going to download it, then I'll give you that link. But this sort of is some stuff you could look at in terms of your marketing. How can I download this? Export. Download. Oh, actually, I already had it. It was right there. Haha. All right. So I'm going to... How come I'm not seeing it here? I saw it before. Oh, maybe it was up there. Yeah. Mobile app marketing checklist. There. So I'm going to give you a Dropbox link to this, and if you want to copy all this stuff down and save it, it took me several years to put all this together. So depending, I mean, if you want to kind of learn, because even if you don't think right today it's going to be useful, well, maybe in 6 months you get the opportunity to go for a job in some field related to this, and this can give you a little background research to have something to talk about at the interview. So I will drop this into your instructional document. Yeah, so I'll just say here is my and one of the things we said on day one is even though the course title says mobile app development, this is actually exactly relevant to any kind of business concerns, right? And these days, all of the job ads are emphasizing that they want new graduates who have an entrepreneurial way of looking at things. They think about the product as being something that has to make money, right? They want you to have this way, this sort of business knowledge. So, reading this stuff, in my opinion, because I wouldn't be doing this if it didn't have some useful good for you, right? I wouldn't be spending my time and your time. I'm strongly suggesting you read this stuff and make it a part of your knowledge of how things work. So that's that link right there. Also drop it into the chat box for the meeting. Where's the chat box? All right, let's carry on. Now I'm going to show you what I mean by using the AI as your synthetic personality partner. So I'm going to go back to my prompt. But Tad, you know what to do, right? I don't need to tell you how this stuff works. You know this better than me, probably. Whoops. What just happened? Maybe I was attaching too many files. It's possible. Yeah, I think that they are not downloaded to my local. They're in Dropbox. Just give me a second. I'm just gonna make a local folder to get these off of. Hang on. Don't go anywhere. Sit tight. All right, so I want that. You didn't really get into testing in this course, but that's okay. It's kind of a minor item. Mobile app marketing guide. Cohort. Remember we talked about cohort analysis? It was like 3 weeks ago or something. I suppose... I think that's everything. Yeah, that's the PowerPoint. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to get it from here now. So again, you guys have that link. If you want all of that stuff, I strongly suggest just rip it down and have it. Keep it in a Google Drive, even if you don't think at this minute you're ever going to need it. Well, you never really know what next week is going to bring, so just if you find something good, then keep it and store it away. So let's go back and do this. Upload from computer. Now it's on a local drive. Why is it failing to upload? What? Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. It was just to provide context. We can do something. We'll just live without that. I'm just curious why. Why? Should be working. Connect apps. Oh yeah, cool. I gotta get into that later. Let's just try maybe just one of them. That's really the one that I want, which is the checklist. Oh, yeah, I think I was just uploading too many things at one time. So I got the checklist. I guess I can't do it multiple. I used to be able to. Maybe they changed something on their end. The mobile app marketing guide, that's a good one. Of course, I wrote it, so I think all this stuff is good, but I remember when for the first year I taught this stuff, I had no idea how do you teach kind of a business course to students with no business experience. So I've had a lot of fun putting this together. I hope you've enjoyed our time here of learning it together. All right, anyway, that's enough. Let's go and run this. So now I should have my two personalities. And you're going to interact with these characters. And I can even share this try that again, Peter. I can share this with you if you want to use it, right? You can make your own, or you can share mine by dropping that into your browser. I'll drop it into your meeting thing over here. So then you're going to interact, or you're going to use this in your delivery of this activity. Right, so among other sources of research, but you could, if you want, right, you could discuss with your product manager and your project manager what's going on. In terms of our product, what will be the stages of product development and how, yeah, so again, see what I'm saying, right? So you can just be creative with your prompts and your questions, and you're going to take these things now and dump them into your LaTeX, and this is going to be part of your presentation. Susan will collaborate with stakeholders, translate needs into requirements. Steve will ensure design and prototyping adhere to the project. So Steve is concerned with timing and money. Susan is concerned with what the final product looks like. So when I say work with a simulated AI personality, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. So based on your experience, what can I, as a new graduate, do to get myself into a good starter level job. Right? That's what you want. So just ask for it. Right? So just take it and then use it and start doing it. All the information's there. All you need to do is follow and do work on it every day. All right, so I'm going to drop this prompt into your sheet here. So sample prompt. Present what the main app screen should look like for our avatars. Projected ideal users. Honestly, guys, if you do not both become tech millionaires by the time you're 35, I'm going to find you and I'm going to kick you both on the butts because I'm working too hard on you to not see some successful results from you. State the code class hierarchy diagram for a Android Kotlin app to deliver this.
So, at what year you said 35 years?
Yeah, how old are you now? Probably 25 or something?
Already 20,
You're what? Sorry?
8 years
What?
to be a millionaire.
Yeah,
That
well,
was
just
me.
become a millionaire as soon as you can. That's you have my permission. You don't have to wait. You can go out and do it in the next 6 months, I think. All right, so there is your, for example, there is your code hierarchy. Present this is your technology plan, right? Present the JSON data store structure for a data store which would support this app. See, people say that ChatGPT is going to eliminate programmers' jobs, and that's, of course, a very stupid thing to say because you have to have a lot of knowledge. You basically have to be a programmer to be able to construct a prompt which is precise enough to get what you want, and then to recognize that it's actually a valid answer. Because a lot of the times, ChatGPT will give you invalid code. You have to be able to dig into it and keep refining it till you get the good answer. Once you know how to prompt it, then definitely you can use coding. You can make yourself 10 times more productive in terms of time. However, you do need to know what to ask for. So there, for example, is a JSON data store which would support your... Anyway, we probably spent enough time on this. You get it. So I'm going to go and let you work now. So here's what I want. Activity 1, activity 2, brainstorming the project manager's responsibilities. Activity 3, role playing the product. I think this was meant to be a product manager. Yeah, product manager. So I want you to take all of these questions, answer them, research them, and then dump your results into your LaTeX product document. And then 4, adding your, well, you should be doing that as you're going along, not at the end, but add all your stuff to your LaTeX. And then you can go and work on a case study, taking your new skills. Just use Perplexity AI to find a good case study. Maybe based on your own app concept. So I think I said that my concept was something about a health and fitness app for seniors. So Perplexity AI is the good thing to use when you're wanting, because ChatGPT is not live on the internet, right? Its training data was cut off 2 years ago. But if you if you want something live on the internet, then definitely Perplexity is the way to go. I'm doing a project. Our app is doing this and that. Please present 5 case studies. Of similar competitive apps. Oh, I'm not using, no, because I do have a pro account. Maybe I'm not logged into my right thing here. Hang on. Maybe I'm Peter at petersigurdsson.net. That's where I have it. Yeah, and this is my pro account. Okay, good. I should have copied and pasted that thing from before, but anyway. So yeah, what did I say before now? I'm just going to use my voice to text again. Hang on. Please provide 5 case studies of products and companies which are doing competitive products. Compare in tabular format their unique value propositions, price, and success as a business. So that's the kind of thing you can get, right? That is other people who are doing it. Now, this is not really course related in a sense of mobile. So this is something you can go and read, but this is not really something you have to deliver on. This is, for sort of for your own professional development. So anyway, guys, that's what now you know what I want you to do. So I want you to address these two main concerns here. I guess we have two of them. Whoops, why is that all underlined? Yeah, so for the first two sections of this, go and research, read, and answer, and I'm even giving you, some examples of the kind of LaTeX you can put in there. So the class isn't over. I think our class goes till 5 today, isn't it? So you guys have got 2 hours right now. Go and do your own work on it. If you have any questions, email me. Get back to you later today or tomorrow. Got till next week to do this anyway. So do you have any other questions before we wrap? Oh, I'm going to wrap up my video, and I'm going to share this video out. It's probably going to take half an hour or so before it's uploaded to YouTube, because it takes a couple of minutes to get up there.